All right, number 7, we want to evaluate the absolute value expression. We have absolute value of x minus 8 minus 3. And we're going to do this when x equals negative 3. So that means I'm going to replace the x with a negative 3. You'll, just like order of operations says, you're going to work inside the grouping symbols first. So it says parentheses or any kind of grouping symbol. Absolute value bar is a grouping symbol. So 3 or negative 3 minus 8 will give us a negative 11. And then minus 3. Now, once you simplify inside the absolute value bars, you then take the absolute value. So absolute value is going to change whatever's inside to positive. So once you do that, and you only do that after you finish it, you change it. So this is going to be 11 minus 3, and then 11 minus 3 gives you 8, positive 8. All right, number 8, got another absolute value expression. So absolute value of x minus 2 plus 6 equals 7. So when you solve an absolute value, you want to make sure that the absolute value is isolated, kind of like when we did the square root or the radical expressions. So this loose 6, I need to move it, get it away from the absolute value. So I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides of the equal sign. Bring down the absolute value of x minus 2, and that is going to equal a positive 1. Now it's very important that when you get to this stage, you check out what's going on. Absolute value is always going to be equal to a positive number. Okay, so if you notice a negative number, that's going to be an error. Even if you solve it, it won't work out when you plug it in. So once you have the absolute value isolated, you got to remember, once you simplify this, one of two things is going to happen. You're going to get a positive 1, and when you take the absolute value of positive 1, you get a positive 1. Or this inside piece is going to equal to negative 1, and when you take the absolute value of negative 1, it still shows you a positive 1. So after you have the absolute value isolated, you're going to focus on the inside, and you're going to let that equal to the positive and the negative of whatever this answer is. And we're going to work 2 problems and have 2 solutions. So that is saying this inside part, x minus 2, is going to equal 1, or x minus 2 is going to equal negative 1. And then we'll solve for x. So add 2. X equals 3 is one possible solution. Or, same thing, you still add 2. And we get x equals a positive 1. So either one of these solutions, if you plug in for x, and it's very important you plug in. If you do 3 minus 2 is 1. Absolute value of 1 is 1. If you plug in a negative 1, if you plug in a positive 1, 1 minus 2 will give you a negative 1. Absolute value of negative 1 is still positive 1. So both of these answers work. You do want to check them out whenever you do absolute value. Set builder notation is what it says, so 3 and 1.